Hey, what's going on guys, Carlos with Wirefly, and in this video we're going to talk about what Sony announced in their event in IFA 2014. Sony started this event by announcing their flagship phone, the Xperia Z3. This is a phone that is packing a 20.7 megapixel camera that's able to record in 4K, and the lens on that phone is a 25mm wide angle lens. This phone is also waterproof as long as you have all the flaps in their place, and the battery on this phone will supposedly last up to 2 days. Like I mentioned, this phone is their flagship phone, so it's made out of premium parts with a metal chassis all the way around it to protect it. It also has glass in the front and the back of the phone, and it has a 2.5 GHz quad-core processor with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 chipset. And as you guys can see, it is a flagship phone. I think the only thing that Sony could have upgraded is the display. It's a 5.2 1080p display, which could have been a 2K, but Sony claimed that they went with the 1080p in order to get the 2-day battery life. Shortly after that, Sony introduced the Xperia Z3 Compact, which is supposedly the world's best technology in a compact smartphone. It has a 4.6-inch screen that is only 720p, but it still has the same processor and the same 20.7 megapixel camera. They are also claiming that this phone is going to have the 2-day battery life. Did I mention that all of the Z3 models will be able to function as a wireless display for your PlayStation 4 as long as they are all connected to the same Wi-Fi? And for all your PS4 gamers, this is a huge plus. After that, Sony introduced the Xperia E3. This is a phone that was made for those people who are on a budget. We still have no price on this phone, but it's a phone that has a 4.6-inch display that is only 480 by 854 pixels. It doesn't have a super fast quad-core processor, it's only a 1.2 GHz, and it only has a 5 megapixel camera. It's a pretty decent little phone, but like I said, it's targeted for those people who are on a budget. After the Xperia phones, they went over to the Sony Xperia Z3 Tablet Compact. This is the little brother to the already released Z3 tablet. It's an 8-inch tablet that's aimed to compete with the iPad mini. The resolution on the screen is 1200 by 1920 pixels, which is not the best, but it can do the job. It has the same processor as the flagship phone, which is the 2.5 GHz quad-core processor with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 chipset. This tablet only has an 8.1 megapixel camera, but I mean, who goes around taking pictures with a tablet? And this tablet is also waterproof, like the other products on the Xperia Z3 line. Oh, and I cannot forget that you can also play your PS4 games in this tablet. Moving on to the Sony Smartwatch 3, I wasn't really that impressed. This smartwatch is running Android Wear, and it has a 1.6-inch display. It's 320 by 320 pixels, so it looks exactly the same as the other Android Wear smartwatches. I think Sony rushed this smartwatch and they didn't really think about the design, because overall the build quality looks kinda cheap. The smartwatch itself can be removed from the band and put on another band in less than 10 seconds. Doesn't really give it a premium feel, and I don't know, it's just not my thing. I think Sony really focused on their Sony Smartband Talk, which is a fitness tracker that can do more than that. You can actually pair this up to your phone, it will give you notifications, you can actually make phone calls and answer phone calls through the band. It's a pretty interesting concept and it looks way better than the Sony Smartwatch 3. It comes in several different colors and the display is an e-ink, so I guess battery life must be great. And well, that was pretty much it for Sony's event. Some things were really good and some things were really not that good. But overall, it was a pretty solid event. But if you guys want to keep up with everything that's coming out in IFA 2014, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I was Carlos with Wirefly, and I'll see you guys in the next video.